Hey everyone, so this week we're going to be vlogging about the first episode of Sex Education, a new Netflix series starring Asa Butterfield and Gillian Anderson. Obviously, I'm a Gillian Anderson fan, so forgive the heavy-handed Gillian Anderson commentary that's going to permeate this entire vlog. To be honest though, it's what you should have expected. So let's just get into it. Right off the bat, in the opening scene, you know immediately that the soundtrack to this series is going to be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not disappointing. Like, the amazing soundtrack continues throughout all 8 episodes of the series. Everyone that I watched this with couldn't get over how amazing the music was. But the first thing we really see is this pretty graphic sex scene between this girl Amy and this guy Adam. Poor gal is just trying her darndest, and you know, this guy just isn't really all that into it. Sort of lounging back, just letting it all happen. And then he fakes it. And she like addresses the fact that he fakes it.
Where's the spunk, Adam?
Like, if that happened to me, I would literally just go die in a hole forever and never talk about it ever again. Then we see our first glimpse of Otis, the main character. He's waking up for school and he's setting up like this magazine and this lotion and these tissues, kind of staging this like masturbation scene as if he is masturbated, however he hasn't. And as he's doing this, a strange man in a kimono walks into his room looking for the bathroom. This is clearly happened several times before.
Sorry, man, I'm very sorry. I'm,
Sleeping with my mother?
correct.
Otis is like super chill about it. And then we see him downstairs and his mom, Jean, comes downstairs. We need to address this jumpsuit situation going on here. It is amazing and I just feel truly blessed to be able to witness it. Okay, so anyway, she plays Jean, a sex therapist who's clearly super unashamed about like all the dudes she fucks. This particular guy is 32 and like rides a motorcycle and clearly wants to fuck his mom, so that's awkward.
Thanks for everything, Mum. Jean, definitely Jean.
But like, a homegirl clearly doesn't give a fuck and is just like getting what's hers, because when he tries to kiss her goodbye, she's like, what a queen. Otis and his best friend Eric then bike ride to school, and Eric gives him a bunch of shit about not being able to masturbate, so clearly this is like an ongoing issue. This whole scene, including the music that's playing behind it and the whole vibe of the scene, just screams John Hughes film. So Eric and Otis arrive at school and we sort of start to get the feel for like who everybody is. Eric, Otis's best friend, is like super awesome and dramatic and funny and obviously gay. He dresses amazing and I loved him from the get-go. Then there's all of the cool kids. Feels very like Mean Girls. However, there's another gay guy there, and I kind of really like that this show, especially from episode 1, doesn't necessarily imply that the only 2 gay guys that we know of on the show don't need to be like in a romance.
Just because he's the only other gay in our year doesn't mean you have to fancy it.
I feel like that narrative gets pushed a lot in shows, so. Then we see Maeve, who's this like gorgeous semi-punk alternative angel. Love her, obsessed with her. We're gonna talk a lot about her. There's Jackson, who's like the super popular golden boy. He's head boy, seems nice enough. And there's Adam, who is a total bully and like picks on Eric a lot. And that pretty much sets up everybody. Just so I don't forget, we need to address the important things that we learn about Maeve. First and foremost, she doesn't take shit from anyone. She's a bad bitch who doesn't give a fuck what anybody thinks. Second, she's fucking Jackson, the super awesome popular kid, and they keep it like super cash, and she's just like, lets it be. Again, she didn't give a fuck. She's also super sweet and sort of hangs out with everybody or like anybody who she deems cool. I don't know. She hangs out with Amy, who's technically kind of like in the popular clique, but they're assholes to her. So like she hangs out with Maeve in the bathroom and smokes cigarettes, and it's kind of adorable. Also, she's super fucking smart and she does everybody's fucking homework and they pay her to do it. And she's basically just kind of an overall queen. Anyway, Adam and Otis end up getting paired like day 1 on this big project. So Adam comes over to Otis's house, but before he does, Otis like cleans the house out of all of the like giant dicks that are everywhere, because that's the thing about Otis's house. Because his mom's a sex therapist, there's just like vaginas on the wall and dicks hanging out and just like sex shit everywhere. So Otis like quickly gets all that shit put away. And then Adam comes over and pretty much all he wants to do is smoke weed, to be expected. He ends up running off to the bathroom so he can smoke, and while he's up there, he starts snooping around and finds Otis's mom's office. In there, obviously, there's all kinds of stuff, sex stuff. So many dildos, so little time. He confronts Otis about it.
Got a sex dungeon.
No, this is not. I can explain.
Otis explains that, like, you know, his mom's just a therapist, like, you know, she helps people fuck, like, it's all good. And then Jean comes home. That's my girl. Honestly, I could talk about this scene forever. So many amazing things happen in this scene. Literally everything about Gillian Anderson smoking weed is what I need in my life on a daily basis.
Like, how it makes everything funny, you know, like your face. Ever so serious, like Atlas.
But anyway, without getting carried away, she ends up confronting Adam about like how often he smokes, because apparently too much smoking can lead to like sexual performance issues, and Adam gets kind of cringy about it and Otis gets like about it, and then she just sort of lists off a litany of different names for semen, because of course she does.
Ejaculation, jizz, spunk, man milk.
Bump! Jesus Christ!
Don't have a problem with that. What makes you think I've got a problem with that?
I didn't say you had a problem with that. But if you want to talk...
Okay, I'm gonna go.
She's clearly ruining Otis's life, and I am here for it. Otis loses his shit. She calms him down with this like hand wavy thingy. I'm about that too. Just as Otis is calmed down for like 3 whole seconds, she decides that this is the right time to confront him about the fact that he's pretending to masturbate.
I've noticed you're pretending to masturbate, and I was wondering if you wanted to talk about it. This is a safe place.
This is not a safe place, Mum. You need to stop analysing everything I do.
I will when you stop creating performative situations that you clearly want me to observe.
And while Jean is super aggressive, and while some people might consider this a step too far, she really does make a point that like Otis is just sort of leaving these things around because he clearly wants her to see them, so like she's going to address it. He gets pissed and leaves. Shocker. Also need to quickly address that in the following scene we see Eric at home putting on makeup, and I just really love the fact that I'm seeing something like that be addressed on a popular series like this, because I'm very pro makeup being a genderless product, so like amen. We also see Adam get home that night, and apparently his parents are super strict. You kind of feel really bad for him, and then he gets up to his room and Amy's there just like waiting to fuck. She tries her best, but like poor honey, like he's just really not that into it. It's sad. The next day at school, Otis finds himself partnered with Maeve, Angel Maeve. He's like super squeamish about like trying to put the condom on the fake dick, and Maeve's just like, I've got this covered. But then on the other hand, Otis is super familiar with like the intricacies of female anatomy. He's like clearly educated. But then everybody starts laughing because this video gets circulated around, and it is literally a video of his mother from an old sex ed video jacking off a cucumber. Yeah, that's right. That's a real thing that happens.
Here we go. I can feel it. Look, it's throbbing.
Okay, can we turn this off, please?
Throbbing.
I don't know whether to laugh or to cry or to hyperventilate, like maybe all three, probably.
And then he comes.
It's a lot to handle. Otis flees because of course he does, and then Maeve goes to find him because she's Gem. While they're chilling by like the derelict abandoned bathrooms, they overhear like this weird noise, and they end up finding Adam in this fucking stall with a giant fucking erection because apparently he popped 3 Viagra that morning, thus creating a very serious issue for himself. He asks for Otis's help, but Otis is like, no bitch, like you're the one that sent that video of my mom around, like fuck you, why would I help you? Otis and Maeve are angel babies, so they do end up sticking around to help him. And Otis kind of like ends up having this like chill ass heart to heart with him and like counseling through some deep shit with him, and it's kind of touching. After that, Adam agrees to stop bullying Eric if like Otis and Maeve don't tell anybody what happened. He also apologizes to Otis about like sending that video of his mom around, even though he doesn't have to apologize to me for it.
Sorry for sending the video around, but your mum really got in my head, new kid. She's like some kind of sexy witch.
So then Adam's interpretation of Otis's advice, which is kind of like to own his narrative and just like embrace the things that he cannot change about himself, he then gets up in front of the whole school and has some things to say.
My name is Adam Groff. Headmaster Groff is my dad, which is weird because I'm quite shit at school. And this is my dick.
Then he and Amy immediately go fuck, and like he comes, yay! This feels so weird to talk about, like why? It's what happens in the show, it's what it's about. But as soon as they're done having sex, Amy immediately breaks up with him, and again, it's like weird because you feel bad for the guy. He's like a super jerk, but this show does a really good job of like walking the line of like, this guy's clearly a bully, but he's also clearly got his own shit going on, which is not an excuse, but like gives insight into his character a bit. He's not like one-dimensional. Amy leaves and she's talking to Maeve. She tells her that she broke up with Adam, and it comes up that he ended up finishing while they were having sex. And she's like, oh my god, did Otis's like talk really help him? Like it must have. Thus she hatches the amazing idea that Otis should give out advice and therapy to his schoolmates, because let's be real, most schools don't teach kids shit about sex ed. Everybody's just fucking ain't got no clue what to do. I just love everybody in this show. That is my big takeaway from episode 1. I didn't necessarily go into this expecting to love all of the kids. I kind of thought I was gonna have to sit through like the teenager stuff to get to like the GILLIAN parts, but like I enjoyed every single aspect of this show. The kids were great, the writing's amazing, the vibe is fantastic, like there's great acting. I loved the storyline, and I think the first episode really sets all of that up super well and establishes the premise of the show very succinctly. So yeah, that's the first episode of Sex Ed. If you guys want me to review the rest of the series, let me know. If you don't, also let me know. I also want to point out that I am rocking a shirt designed by my wonderful friend Julie Kane. It features the fabulous lips of Miss Gillian Anderson. Gillian partnered with Julie on the design of this shirt to help raise money for Women for Women. If you buy one, link below. All of the proceeds go to that organization. It's a really great charity, so consider supporting it. And yeah, I think that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Go check out my other videos, subscribe to my channel. I'll be back next week, I hope. Oh god. Wish me luck, y'all. It's rough out there.